Hello, hello, hello from Fresh Face and Bun. Welcome to my page. I figured I would start my first video off with a why. The question why. Like, why am I doing this? Why do I want to do it? Why now? And I told myself in 2017, while I was kicking ass at work, and realized that I hadn't accomplished anything for moi. I did a lot for the company that I work for. I built a lot. I started things from the ground up, and literally when the end of the year came, I got a pat on the back and they basically hit me with a good job. And when I was self-reflecting about all the accomplishments that I went through and achieved in 2017, none of them were personal accomplishments. And that kind of pissed me off. And I told myself, forget that, 2018, you do what you want to do. Here I am. I figured that my first video would be kind of just an explanation of like, why is Brittany really into health? Why is Brittany really into fitness? Why is Brittany really into beauty? And I want you all to really understand that, like, for me, for a very long time, this has been like a lifestyle. This isn't like a challenge. This isn't really something that I'm like growing into or a fad. I know everyone wants to be healthier and green. Like, for me, it was life or death. And I've been doing this type of stuff for a very long time. I've had a lot of friends always ask me, like, what do you do for skin issues like this? Or what do you do for scalp issues like that? And I've told them, and sometimes they remember, sometimes they forget. And I've had a lot of people come back and say, like, thank you for that advice. It was great. Or, oh my God, I never would have thought that, like, I would like subside my psoriasis or like be able to like alleviate my eczema. And I realized, like, okay, a chick got a gift. And I figured I would share this gift with the world. A little background about why I am as into health as I am. To sum up my years very quickly from when I was a kid, I was a very sickly kid. Eczema, allergies, asthma, you name it. When I was 8, I actually had a tumor that was growing and then was the size of a lemon. Like, it grew to the point where it was the size of a lemon, and basically took like some of my fallopian tube and like basically encased itself around one of my ovaries. And I was 8 and I had to deal with that. And ever since then, I've always had like these really weird illnesses every single year. It got to a point where I was hospitalized every single year. Like, my siblings were like rolling dice to figure out which month it was gonna be that I was gonna be in the hospital. It was a consistent thing that I was always sick. And I had to figure out why, because I was tired of being sick. I was tired of being sick and given medication. And I was tired of being sick off of the medication's side effects. And then I wouldn't take the medication anymore, and I get sick all over again. A really horrible cycle. A cycle that I'm assuming a lot of people are familiar with and can relate to. But I told myself, like, I gotta stop doing this because I can't be in and out of the hospital. Like, my family's calling me bubble girl. Every time, like, there's a change in weather, I'm in the hospital. Something has to give. So I remember, like it was yesterday, I was about 12. And yet again this year, I got strep throat. Mind you, strep throat came every year like Christmas for me. And I was so sick and tired of having strep throat. And like, I was just so over the pain that I remember going to Ask Jeeves, showing my age right now. I remember going to Ask Jeeves and was like, what are some home remedies for a strep, swollen, sick, irritated throat? I put in like all type of search words because whatever was about to pop up, I was about to do it. I was a teenager, like a preteen, so like when I wanted to go to the doctor, it would have to be on my parents' time, and I grew up in a black family, and like running to the doctor is not the first thing that we do. I also didn't have no money, so if I wanted to go to like a Walgreens or a CVS to buy what I thought would make me feel better, I would need to yet again ask my parents, and I'm on their time and I'm on their dollar. And they would simply be like, you got healing hands, girl. Put your hands on your throat and pray for it. But I was like, look, I'm gonna pray on it, but I also need to do the works, Mom. So can we figure out a way that I could just at least feel better? So I remember asking Jeeves to help me with my sore throat at home with any home remedies. And like a couple things popped up. What I found was that I was supposed to bake a lemon, squeeze that lemon into a cup, add honey, add cayenne pepper, add water. Shake it all up, take a swig. And there was a couple things in there as well, like make sure you're drinking a lot of water so you can flush it out. Make sure that you aren't eating any sugar, anything processed. Make sure that you are also gargling salt water like every hour or twice on the hour, like to really kind of like flush that area out. And I remember doing all of these things, every single one of them, maybe a little too often. My mom was like, why are you in the kitchen playing with my food? And I'm like, look, you don't want to take me to the doctor and you also don't want to buy me no medicine. So this is the best that I can do. So I remember feeling better in like the next 3 days. Mind you, when I have a strep throat, it takes me out for about a week. Cutting things out of my diet and doing these like at-home remedies with baking a lemon and getting cayenne pepper and honey and water and making this like tea really helped. I felt so much better, so much sooner than usual. And from there, I was a believer. I was like, whatever is wrong with me, I can fix it, and it's got to be in this house. From there, the homeopathic nut that you see today was born. I have lived a life of being hospitalized, of having tumors, being a person that couldn't have like normal curricular activities. I remember passing out after some of my dance shows because of asthma or not being able to participate in performances due to my asthma. I remember lugging around my like nebulizer to dance practices so that I could breathe and then dance and then breathe and then dance. And it was horrible. It was horrible. Every single summer, I didn't want to go outside because I was the first one to sneeze. My eyes were watery. I couldn't see. I broke out in hives. I had really bad eczema. And when you have eczema like on your legs or your arms, or for me on my stomach, and you're like 11, kids are cruel. And mind you, I went to a grammar school where they were like, you need to swim. Like I'm in a swimsuit in front of all these mean girls with like cracking, ashy, dark, hyperpigmented skin, and they're just looking at me like, who is this crazy girl over here with this crazy skin? I don't know, girl, but we gonna pick on her. And that's really like majority of my upbringing, was just something with my body wasn't happening correctly and it wasn't going well for me, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. I hated the medications that I was on because they either broke me out more before they got better, or the side effects made me sick, or I just felt like they didn't work. So I remember cutting out so much from my diet. I remember changing how I washed my clothes and like the bedding that I had, and saw a substantial amount of an improvement where I was like, yep, this is what I'm doing. This is it. Life has been given. Life is to be had. This is how I am living my life for the rest of my days. That's kind of where it has led me to here. Being the homeopathic nut that I am, and helping anyone who will listen, helping other women who have had fibroids or cysts or tumors very similar to me. I think I took this so much more seriously that I even enrolled in school to learn about like homeopathic remedies and naturalistic ailments, and how to kind of like alleviate pains and pressures, and to get rid of some sicknesses and do like preventative measures, so that when you do, or if you do get sick, it's not as debilitating as getting sick normally would be, like the flu. I took a lot of this very seriously in 2013 when I received the test results that I had another tumor. So I had a tumor on my fallopian tube, what kind of encased itself around my ovary, and it started to affect my fallopian tube when I was 8. So I no longer had an ovary on my left side, and I didn't think about it when I was younger, how that was gonna affect me having children, because I'm 8, I'm a kid myself. I didn't think about if I wanted a family. I didn't think about if I wanted children. If you asked me, I was probably like the youngest little feminist you could find. And then I learned more about feminism and I was like, boop, boop, I'm not a feminist, I'm a womanist. So at the time, like men and boys and all that really didn't interest me. And it wasn't until I got older and I got into serious relationships that I thought to myself, do I want a family? And do I want to be married? And if I want a family and I have my husband, how are we going to be able to make that happen? I believe we got my reality check in 2013 when I was told that I had another tumor and that this tumor was now growing on the existing ovary that I had. And I only had one. And that one ovary that I had left, that if I ever wanted to be a mom, now was affected. And it hurt. It hurt so much to think that at 23, I would be barren and the possibilities of being a mom were going to be shut out before I could think about getting a husband or wanting a family or what that family would even look like. At the time, I had a doctor that was like, you have a tumor, it's on the other ovary, your existing ovary, but we're gonna wait and we're gonna see if it grows, because if not, then you're fine, we don't have to operate. But if it grows, then we have to think about what we're gonna do. And I was like, she got me all the way messed up, because I know these things grow. It happened before. My original tumor was the size of a lemon and I damn near died because it was about to explode because I was in so much pain and nobody knew what was going on. So I was like, boop, you are not the doctor for me. I remember going into my network plan and switching all the way over to a doctor that was a DO that understood like natural practices. She wasn't very quick to put me on antibiotics. She was like, oh girl, just go home, drink some water, get some rest, you'll be fine. That's sometimes the doctor that I need. Like, I don't need you shoving pharmaceuticals down my throat. I need you to give me all of my options, natural and not, and tell me what would be best, but let me make the decision. I remember listening to her talk about, we're gonna let this tumor grow or not, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with it. And I was like, you ain't the one for me. Ended up switching networks, found a doctor that I liked, and made the decision to have the surgery. I was like, I want it off. I don't want it to grow. I don't want to see if it will grow. I want it off. I want to be able to have the option of having a family one day. They went in, they took it off, everything was okay. So now I am in this very weird predicament where like I have one ovary on this side with a messed up fallopian tube, and I have no ovary on this side, but the fallopian tube is amazing. This freaking tic-tac-toe connect 4 issue going on with my lady bits down there. I remember doing more research and found out that sometimes it's not the food you eat and sometimes it's not the water that you drink. It can be the products that you put on your body. Your biggest organ is your skin. And whatever you put on it gets right into your nerves, into your bloodstream. It penetrates, it gets in. So if you are putting Bath and Body Works butter on you all day, those fragrances, those chemicals, anything that is not supposed to be in your skin is now in your skin and in your bloodstream. And your body has to figure out a way to get rid of all those additives that don't belong there to begin with. And one of the things that I read was that one of the ways your body tries to get rid of those additives is to clump it all together in a tumor, and you just pray to God that it's not cancerous. So I was like, oh, life change. And from there, I threw every Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, like store-bought, off-brand, on-brand. I threw it all away. I threw it all away. And I was like, I'm making my own stuff because I'm not trying to be barren and I'm not even 24. And I want my family to be healthier because my mom and sister shouldn't have to go through these type of issues too. And I don't think a lot of women understand that like the products that you're using, from your perfume all the way down to your toothpaste, has fragrances and chemicals and additives and preservatives and parabens and sulfates, things that don't belong in your body. And that will mess up your like body's natural ecosystem to the point where it will make you sick. If it don't make you sick today, it's gonna make you sick down the road. I learned to cut all of that out. Diet gotta be on point. What I drink gotta be on point. And now what I put on my body has to be on point. So I switched up my detergents. I kind of was already doing that because eczema. I switched up my shampoo. I switched up like my body scrubs. I made it all. And I found myself yet again scrummaging around in my mom's kitchen. And what started to happen was that what I considered a bathroom was now a kitchen. I had more kitchen items in my bathroom than I had kitchen items in my kitchen. I had olive oil and almond oil and cucumbers, pink Himalaya salt, brown sugar, and honey, and I made just about anything that needed to go on my body. Mind you, there are a couple things where like I will buy it, but like I buy certain brands or I buy certain products that I know are a lot healthier than like the traditional smell good peach mimosa body butter. If there's a particular smell that I want, go get an essential oil and I put that smell in there myself. I still have perfumes. Perfumes are really, really big on like something that gets into your skin and gets into your bloodstream and really affects your body. But I just put perfume on my clothes. I don't put it on me, and I just let it waft. It got to a point where like the lotions that I would use and the shampoos and conditioners that I would use, that people knew when I came into a room. I was gotten to a point where I have an essence or like a smell. I know, pause. Really, really weird. People at work say, I didn't see you, but I know you're here because I can smell you. Well, I don't stink, so I guess that's a compliment. Anywho, I got to a point where I needed to be very, very strict on whatever touched my body. And I have learned that I have to also give this knowledge to other people so that they're healthy. Women are such at a disadvantage because there's not a lot of us talking about cysts and tumors and fibroids and cancers that affect us in different type of ways than men generally. Like we have tumors and cysts and little fibroids, things that just kind of pop up that like normally don't affect men the way that it affects us. And we have to start that conversation, and we have to protect each other, and we have to give this information to others, because what I want to do with this page, what I want to do at the very least, if I'm able to educate one person where they're able to change their lifestyle for the better, then I would say that this page has done its job. Know that I've been inspirational to my family members and to my friends, and this is information that I want to share with the rest of you, because I feel that we can be healthier and we can smell good and we can look good, and it doesn't take plastic surgery and it doesn't take hundreds of dollars of like nighttime cream, and it damn sure don't take any type of pill for you to feel good and look good. So that is why I am here, because I feel that it is my responsibility to share with you all not only my story, because I want to be able to be very open and honest with all of you all, and I want to encourage someone who may have gone through the same thing that I went through when I was a kid to know that you can be better, you can get better, and you can get healthy. It's never too late. It all starts here. All starts here in the mind. If you want to change it, you can change it. And I am here to help. We're going to start the month of February off right. We're going to get this thing going. We're going to cry together. We're going to laugh together. And we're going to be like, ooh, that shit did not work together. If you all are willing, I'm willing. Then we're about to live a nice and healthy 2018. And I can't wait. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys already. Take care, and until next time, bye.